I'm Sul Lee. I'm a principal attorney here at Sul Lee Law Firm.
I'm Sul Lee. I'm a litigation paralegal here at the firm.
I'm Dominique. I'm an associate attorney at Sul Lee Law Firm. I handle litigation and also the intellectual property practice.
Let's talk about this Wirkin. Do you know what this is, Sul Lee?
I didn't know about it until people here started talking about it, and then I was like, what exactly is a Wirkin? It's basically just a knockoff Birkin bag that's sold at Walmart for like, I think it was $80.
So I'm curious, and most of the men do not know this. Do you know what Birkin is?
I know it's Hermes, I know it's a purse.
Okay.
I didn't realize they were $40,000 purses until told that information.
They start at 40. They can go up to like 6 figures. Yeah.
So
wow.
So in order to even get your hands on a Birkin, you have to spend a certain number of money with Hermes. You have to be eligible to buy a bag, and it's not like you can go in and say I want a black Birkin. You can say I want a Birkin bag. They'll show you what they have. It's like a big exclusivity thing.
Okay, so that's Birkin.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this thing called exclusive club of people carrying, right?
Yes.
It's called Birkin. And so what is Wirkin? I know you just said it, it's a knockoff, but how are they, why are they calling it Wirkin?
Well, I mean, it looks like a Birkin bag.
Uh-huh. And they sell it at Walmart? Is
Yeah,
that what it is?
Walmart,
Okay,
it's a
all
Wirkin
right.
bag.
And these are like what? How much?
I think
80
I
to
saw that.
100, I want to say.
Okay, and this is like sold out, right?
Mhm.
And does does Hermes have any problem with this?
I'm sure they will. I remember when they had a problem with the NFT creator doing like digital Birkin bags. So I'm interested to see how this unfolds and like how they go after Walmart.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, but do they look the same?
The design of it is absolutely the same.
Okay, so design of the same. So how do people know whether this is Wirkin or this is Birkin? Like, if I carry it, how are people gonna know?
Well, it doesn't have the brand. It doesn't have Birkin. It doesn't have Hermes on it.
Like, what do you mean doesn't have Hermes on it?
It doesn't have Hermes's trademark.
Oh, so it doesn't say
It doesn't say Hermes.
on it. Okay,
Yeah, no.
but other than that, everything looks the same.
Yes.
Okay, alright.
So it's like the silhouette, the design of a Birkin, just like, I guess, more accessible to people who can't afford to spend a certain amount of money on Hermes or, become
likes the
eligible
design?
for it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is a huge price difference. We're talking.
Yeah.
We can buy. It sounds like we can buy 40,000 of it. I mean, 400 of them for a price of one, right?
Yeah. I was telling Sally the cheapest one that I found. I was looking for a Birkin, and I found one for $14,000 in Japan.
So why do they not put the Hermes on it then? Like, why do they just? I mean, if we're gonna do it, if we're gonna copy it, why not
Go all the way.
Just
Yourself
why not make it very clear? Tell me.
So they're not trying to falsely associate themselves with Hermes. They are trying to make a dupe. I think that counterfeit is the wrong word. I think that when you think of a counterfeit, you think of those sketchy bags that they sell on Canal Street in New York, that have designers like logos and marks on them. Whereas this one is more of like an affordable dupe where, you obviously may not be able to afford a real Birkin bag, and you like the design, you like the silhouette, you like the look of it, but you can't afford the name and the price tag that comes along with it. So it doesn't try to associate itself with Hermes. I think that it kind of has been coined Wirkin by the consumers.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at Walmart as a whole, a lot of the products that they sell are great value branded, and these are just dupes of other similar products.
Okay.
They do that primarily for food, but other products as well, and they're comparable to the name brands that we particularly think of when we think of bread, pasta, cereal, etc. So it's not a new thing for Walmart to do.
Okay, but you just said they're trying not to associate themselves with Hermes, but aren't they associating themselves with their designs exactly the same, and people are buying this because they want to buy Birkin?
I am not a dupe girl, but I understand dupe culture. I understand that like dupes kind of offer consumers who probably aren't even familiar with high-end brands, to be honest. Like, some people see a bag on Amazon and think it's cute, and then I'll see that same bag and be like, oh my god, like, did you get that from Bottega? And they're like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? So like, everybody isn't as familiar with brands as people would think, and so I think that you have to be really into fashion to understand that what you're even purchasing is a dupe. Some people just may not be. Some people just may see this bag and say, hey, I like it. Let me pick this up.
There's also the reality that a lot of people just don't care. Yeah. If it looks like a Birkin, if it acts like a Birkin, if it could pass as a Birkin, it's a Birkin.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe I'll do Birkin, you know?
And I mean, if someone steals my Birkin bag, that's $80 down the drain rather than $40,000.
Yeah.
So,
But let's talk about legality of it then. Let's first talk about the Hermes mark. So this one, I think there's a clear legality issue, right? That's why they're not putting the Hermes mark on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's different when because it's unclear if Hermes has the shape of their bag protected, if there's like a copyright or a design pattern or something protecting that design. But if there is, that they could even be exposed to liability by doing that.
So the design of it, so Hermes name itself is trademarkable, right?
Yes.
The design of it, even though when people see it and they immediately think about Birkin, is there no intellectual property associated with that?
There can be. You can get that through copyright protection, the drawing, and you can prevent people from reproducing it in various tangible, fixated methods. Potentially design patents if it's
if it's
unique enough,
ornamental, in their design.
Yeah.
You know. There's two things I think we can think about. Is one a design patent, the other one's copyright. Design patent only protects ornamental part of it, does not protect any functional part of it. So when we say ornamental part of it, we're only talking about like a pattern, like a shape of a perfume. Things like that is really what ornamental. But if it has any function, that function part of it is not protected. Bag is functional in a lot of sense. So a lot of Birkin design is it locks the bag. It holds stuff. So all of those are very hard to protect under design patents. So I don't think design patent is really an option.
that is a really interesting point though, because I believe when I was reading about this phenomena, we'll call it, a lot of reviews had left out or had commented that these working bags were leaving out, I think it's like the lock and key that Hermes bags come with.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that is a protected part for Hermes.
It could be. I can't think about it per se because I feel like lock, especially on a bag, has a function. So I don't know under design patent if that can be really protected. Like, you know, especially if that lock is usable. I don't know if that lock is only ornamental.
I think so. I think it opens.
Okay.
Yeah. So if the lock is actually has function, I don't think it's protected under design patent. Is my thought, right? But copyright senses. Why do you think copyright may apply? Why do you think copyright may not apply?
So if they kind of like lay in a gray area, do you think a lot of businesses are like, I don't know, taking advantage of these gray area to?
Yeah, and it's always a fight, right? Because we have like designers who come into our shop and to our firm and then ask about, hey, I have this great design, I have this look, and I don't want this thing to be copied. But they make so many of them. If you think about it, like you make thousands of designs and probably 2 of them are successful, right? It's very hard for you to know which one to invest on the money to actually kind of afford that kind of protection. Is a big question when it comes to a lot of business owner. Okay, am I gonna spend more money in legal fee, get copyright registration? And it's not only about copyright registration, you have to also enforce it. So, like, you have the copyright, but you have to stop the other person too. You have to send them a letter, you have to, report, you have to take them to court, you have to do all of these, so.
But I think we see a lot of even big brands taking advantage of the gray areas, right? Like, you have designers like Hanifa getting their stuff stolen by Shein and Fashion Nova all the time. Big brands definitely like, no, okay, I can take this small creator's design idea, mass produce it, and I'm untouchable, nothing's gonna happen.
I heard about that a lot of people or attorneys commenting that like Hermes not gonna take any action because of their clientele are very different.
That's possible, right?
Yeah. And that's what we're talking about. Like, when someone who can't really afford it is carrying it.
And I don't think any of the big fashion houses went after them just because it's like, why bother?
Yeah.
It's not like our actual consumers are gonna go buy a bag that says this is a fake Birkin explicitly written on the bag.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we still have, the Kardashians and other celebrities of that nature.
Who are those?
Go.
Can you tell me more about them?
They're still going out and they're still making those investments and buying
Yeah.
those bags and holding on to them. So the price of them, the rarity and scarcity of them is maintained. And so brands like Hermes have, I feel like, really nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
pricing,
I think first thing they have to do is talk to a lawyer and see if any intellectual property lawyer, I guess, not just regular lawyer, double tier criminal attorney, and they will be like, why are you here? This is counterfeit. But I think first go to the intellectual property attorney and then kind of see what part of it is really protectable.
Mhm.
All of these are like mixture of ideas,
Yeah.
a concept, and intellectual property. So it's hard for us to pinpoint, okay, if we can stop that or not. There are some activities that people do, and I feel like ethically, I'm like, no, I don't think anyone should do that. But
Yeah.
Right.
perfectly okay legally, you know. And there are a lot of things I feel like, I mean, what's the harm in it? Like just we talked about,
Yeah.
but I feel like there's legally a lot of consequences of
Yeah.
it too. It's hard for us to pinpoint because, as we said, there's like the functionality part. As she was saying, there's the copyright idea is expression of idea on a tangible, right,
Medium.
Yeah, it's something that we, you know, a lot of times we have to see and kind of tell you like, okay, I think we can use this law, we can use that law to protect you. But if you, I think as a business owner, it's really hard to tell that. And I think if you feel like some of my designs, some of my work I did is not getting, it needs the protection, I think I'll reach out to intellectual property and then intellectual property attorney and see what their opinions are like.
We do not do counterfeits, guys. Please do not do counterfeits. Please, I am begging you. Do not.
Yeah, counterfeit is bad.
Yeah, counterfeit is absolutely, you're flat out stealing, you're flat out putting someone else's name on it and claiming it as yours or claiming it as legitimate when it isn't. Don't do that. Actually, did y'all see, I have been consuming a lot of TikTok lately, but this girl went to she bought a bag from, I think, the Real,
Yeah.
the Row. She bought the Row bag, but when she went to the Row store, she found out her bag was fake. But it was like counterfeit. Like it had the Rose logo.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these fakes are really good that you can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think also legally, counterfeit has higher, has a separate penalty.
It does. It has also like monetary penalties associated with that too.
Yeah.
That is a very big no-no under trademark law.
Right. Counterfeit has, dupe and counterfeit are a little bit different in that sense. You know, counterfeit has a different level of penalty when it comes to it. So really just watch out. You can be on either side. Any business owner can be on either side. And I think just understanding this intellectual property law about it. You know?